Lannister always pays his debts. All right. You just gonna stand here? You're gonna ask the questions?
We're taking it all in. We're taking it all in. Yeah.
You didn't want to go full bison costume?
You know, I told Kalen whatever she brings, I'll wear. So this is what we got.
Take us back to that fourth quarter a little bit on Saturday. I'm sure were you watching?
I was. There was times I had to look away from the TV. That was the most stress I was watching a football game in a while. Yeah, I was sweating. Yeah.
How do you watch a game as a fan, as someone who plays?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you know, the guys are out there playing their tails off, and so you can't, be too passionate. You know what I mean? You know, things happen throughout the game. I'm there every Sunday, so I know what it feels like. Yeah, this was a tough one at home too. But I know my Ducks are going to bounce back. We're probably going to see the Hoosiers in the playoffs. So that'll be I'll be tuned into that one for sure.
And I wear the duck costume then.
Exactly. Yeah, it's hard to beat a team twice. So.
All right. So Sunday, as much as I love talking about Saturday, Herbert, what jumps out when you watch the film? It's the chief thing that jumps out.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like Justin's he's just gotten better each and every year he's played. Obviously he's a dynamic quarterback, smart quarterback. He's got a cannon for an arm. I mean, he's a threat with his legs. And he continues to evade the rush and make plays down the field. He's a bigger guy, bigger body, and he's really good at getting guys off of him when he's about to be sacked. I mean, that Miami game, the last drive, he shook off a defender who had a clear shot on him and made a play downfield, and set up the field goal to win the game. So, we got as rushers, we got to do a good job with getting him down and mainly trying to pin down that throwing arm, because when he's constantly on the tape, when he's wrapped up or whatever it is, he continues to get the ball out. So. We got to do a good job up front, containing him.
Zaire said yesterday, leading into the Rams game, that there was probably too much of an angle of the Rams being like a really tough test, and that it should be that the Colts were the favorites, and that kind of wants to focus on moving forward. Did you get a sense of that? And going into this Chargers contest, they're obviously a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Did you establish any of that throughout the week?
No, yeah. I mean, Shay says all the time. We're going up against a good team, but we're a good team as well. The guys have all the confidence in the world in each other and what we got going on. And I've said it before. You know what I mean? Fear no one, respect everyone. So, we got our game plans, and we're going to go into the game trusting one another and executing.
They're down a bunch of offensive linemen. How do you approach that going into this game?
Yeah, obviously studying, all the possibilities, all the different guys that they've thrown in the rotation, and so we're not surprised on who's up or whatever it is, and we know kind of our own rush plans against those certain guys that are going to be thrown in the mix. So up front, we got to take advantage of our opportunities when we get them, and obviously just constantly be a pain in the butt for Herbert.
But what do you think this defense is? Ranked fourth in points allowed per game, but third down's been rough. The yards probably around where you want it to be.
Yeah.
So how do you weigh both of these?
Yeah, just honestly on those third downs, it's just pure execution. You know what I mean? And executing what we got up, on that play, and guys being in the spots they need to be, and also rush lane integrity. So those are the things that we can fix to clean up and get off on third down.
As a captain, how important is the standard that Quentin sets just for the locker room as a whole?
No, yeah. I mean, Q is he's a professional on and off the field, and he sets the standard each and every day. And obviously as leaders, we all gotta uphold the standard and never waver from it. That's how we get better and continue to get better as a team. And so each and every day we just go and approach, and I always talk about it with some of the guys. Getting 1% better. Whatever it is, and just finding a way to continue to grow as a player, as a teammate, and we can take this, this thing to new heights.
Do you think the pass rush is close to a little more consistency? Because I mean, you know, you guys, you get there, and it kind of ebbs and flows sometimes. Do you feel like it's close?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's close. You know, we got the guys in the room to go do it, and you know, it's just based off of, you know, certain calls on what's asked of us and things like that. And you know, I think we're very close.
Buck, a little off the wall. What do you remember about Naheem Hines?
Oh, Naheem, he was a.
When he was down there by you in the locker room.
Yeah, no, Naheem was a dynamic player. You know, especially on third down. You know, getting him in there, lining him up in the slot to run some option routes and things like that. And you know, obviously he had a lot of speed, and he was a good teammate. You know, Naheem was one of those guys in the locker room that he connected with everybody, and yeah, I mean, he was a special player.
Buck, that third and
Last
goal,
question, Ken.
when you and Quiddy kind of combined on it on Sunday, what did you see on that play? Obviously, it wasn't the initial rush that maybe necessarily got Jacoby down.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it was one of those rare moments where we had a true 4-man rush, and you know, usually in the red zone we want to be more, you know, kind of lane integrity wise, you know, kind of caging the quarterback, keeping him in the pocket. But you know, I just had to call a play, a simple game to try and get after him, be more aggressive, and you know, get him off the spot. And we ended up doing that, you know, twice in a row, and I feel like it helped out in the end.